I'm telling you, there are certain things. I tell you, don't waste money on impulse buys, but there are certain things you have to. So you always look at the time, the ROI, right? So when it comes to purchases, this is how I make purchases. Obviously, there's always going to be impulse purchases. But when you look at something, you look at quality, right? But at the same time, you look at the ROI, right? So you look at your ROI, time, money, right? So we talk about a return on investment. One thing that rich people can afford that poor people can't is time, okay? And I'm not talking about the movie by Justin Timberlake. I'm talking about time. Time is one thing you can't get back. You can go you can get promoted, you can get a new job, you can do side gigs, you can make money. You can't get time back. Well, I could just work out and I can live longer. Yeah, and then you're working out and you're running on the side of the road and a fucking texting driver goes off the thing and fucking plows into you and kills you. So it didn't work. I mean, there's no guarantee. But in the moment, time can be done. So for example, if you have a job to do, right? Like you have to mow your yard, right? If you have money, you can pay somebody to do that. Now you have an hour, unless you really like to mow your yard, to do something else with it. Now you have more time. Play with your kids, go do a hobby, watch a show, whatever. You can pay for that time, right? You can pay to give yourself time. I think of the same thing. How much time something takes, how much money it costs, okay? How much money it will cost me. And when you start seeing that it takes a lot of time, right? And then you look at how much money it would cost to alleviate that. So for example, right? The further you are, this range is a buy, right? The higher up you are here on the time factor and the lower you are here on the money factor, the more is the buy range, right? This is your buy range. Should you buy a product, okay? All right. So I chop a lot of vegetables. I probably spend 20 to 30, sometimes, well, 15 to 20 minutes a night, per night, chopping onions, tomatoes, doing garlic, doing ginger, doing the whole 9 yards, right? So if I take the low end, let's say 15 minutes, and I do 6 days a week, right? That's 1.5 hours per week, okay? That's 6 hours per month, okay? That's about 75 hours a year. Okay? So I say to myself, all right, how do I get that time back? How do I get that time back? Well, if you like to chop stuff, you can always buy a really good knife. That's a great investment, right? Helps with the time, helps with the quality, everything. I don't care. I just need to get them chopped. So I go on Amazon or whatever, and I buy one of those little things where it's the plastic container with the little thing on the top, right? And it's got the chop thing here. Now all I have to do is cut my onion in half, peel off the skin, lay it there, chop it. I don't have tears, whatever. Boom. One thing, it's all sliced. I can do 2 full onions in 10 seconds. Chop 2 tomatoes in half, 3 tomatoes in half, slap, slap, slap. It's all in there. Right? That cost me $18. Then garlic, I just take the clove, I take the side of the knife, smash it, pull off the skin, and then take that little knuckle thing and roll it, squeezes it right through. It's minced, good to go. It's not that fake, that jarlic or whatever that you buy at the store. Fresh garlic, ready to go. That thing cost me $7. And then for the ginger, very simple. Just use a cheese grater with the small thing, the little small holes at the bottom, and just rub the ginger there, comes right out. So, how much time, how much money? These have all lasted me way over a year, but let's say year minimum, right? So we're talking 18, 20, 36, we'll call it $25, $33. So that means I save 75 hours a year. So time, money is here. So at 35 bucks, it costs me 50 cents for an hour of my time. If you're telling me that your hour is not worth 50 cents, you're undercutting yourself. I get to buy an hour for 50 cents. That's a hell of a fucking value discount for me. So now I'm in my buy range, right? Low to medium amount of time, very cheap amount of money. I'll buy the product. Okay? But there's other things that are not about time and money, right? So sometimes you buy stuff as an impulse buy. It may not cost much, but it doesn't save you any time. So therefore, it's not really an investment. It's just a buy, right? It's not there's no ROI. There's no return on your investment. This is about buying time. How much is your time worth? My people in sex work, I'm not talking to you. I get that's a whole other kind of conversation. I'm talking about your time and your money. So you can actually buy time with different things. It's not an impulse buy, right? So you have to think to yourself, what's more important? I'll give you an example, right? I love a good sharp knife. There are a few things as I've gotten older I've learned that you don't go cheap on. And one of them is don't go on Amazon and buy one of those $15 blocks of kitchen knives for 15 knives. They're cheap, they're brittle, they'll fall apart, and they're trash, okay? Get you a good weighted, nice kitchen knife. It's an investment, right? Let's call it $50. You're like, I wouldn't spend $50 on a knife. Bitch, trust me, it changes your life. A little bit here. But time. How many times have you tried to cut something with a shitty knife and you try to cut a tomato and it just smashes, right? You lose money on tomatoes because you have to use more because you're not getting good cuts. Whether it's a cut of meat, whether it's something, you chop it up, you buy more, it's not presentation, it's not that good. On top of that, you can get a $5 knife sharpener, right? One of those little sharpening stones with the little things to keep it sharp all year long. The weight's good, the sharpening is there. Okay, you could spend more if you want, whatever. But the amount of time and money you will spend, right? You're still in that buy range. I'll give you another example. Non-stick pans. Here's another thing you're going to learn when you're older. Non-stick pans and rubber and wood utensils or cooking utensils. Okay? We tend to over oil our pans, which costs us money, to not get stuck on there. It still gets stuck, and then it dries out. And if you don't get it wet with water and let it soak, then you got to scrub the bottom of it, which then rips off even more of the sealant on it. And then how much time do you have to spend scrubbing and cleaning and soaking dishes because your pots and pans, because your pots and pans have like burnt shit on them or overcooked shit that's stuck to them, right? Get you a good non-stick pan or pot, skillet if you really want to go for it. Season it often, make sure it's good. The trick is, though, is to only use rubber or wood cleaning or utensils or whatever like that. Throw anything metal away because other people in the family will forget and scratch it up. And then make sure you when you wash it like with the sponge and not with the scrubby part. Whatever. So now you're talking about the amount of time, right? When it comes to the lifetime with dishes and the money, you're talking about, I just bought a new nonstick set of 10 pans and pots for $110 on Black Friday or Cyber Monday. So now you're in the real sweet spot. Okay? Time and money, ROI. This could be about anything. Paying somebody to do something for you, right? Right? If you have to, the neighborhood kid, if he does your lawn for $20 or $50, but that's 2 hours of your time, bro, you're in this zone. You're in the absolute sweet spot. Paying somebody that does, somebody in the neighborhood that does pressure washing or somebody who does, car wash, washing your car. As long as you take advantage of the time, you're doing it. Now, where does it become a problem? Right? If you're outside of this zone, right? If you're outside of this zone, then it doesn't matter. If you're spending a lot of money on something that doesn't give you much time back, that's not good ROI, right? 50 cents for an hour of your time is huge. $100 for an hour of your time, unless it's, it's a waste, right? So just think about that. I don't mean to overdo one of these charts right here, but the more time, it's like the 210 yield curve inversion, right? The more time and the less money, that's your sweet spot. This is your sweet spot right here. Okay? That is not a waste of money. That is an investment. People might say, well, I invest. What do you invest in? I invest in time. Wow, you're about to sell me some fucking crypto pump and dump scheme or NFTs, aren't you? No. I invest in time. It's part of my portfolio. Oh, shit. You do like astrology and shit. You're about to like, are you part of a MLM? No, no, no. Please go away. No, no, I'm serious. Please go away. I'm no. But no, investing in ROI money time. I'm sorry, I kind of went on a tangent here. All because somebody bought that thing. No, there's other investments like a bed. This is the only thing people remembered from the GameStop thing was how I told people to stop being cheap on their bed. You spend 1/3 of your entire life in bed. And yet it's one of the things that everyone looks to get the cheapest one possible. That is so fucking stupid. Look at my face. Look at the downfall when you don't get enough sleep. Now that's because I have kids in IRL and in chat. But imagine it's because you don't have a good bed or you have back problems. 1/3 of your life. So if the average life is 75 years, and let's say you go on your own, well, some of y'all are at home until you're 50, but let's say you're on your own officially at 25. That's 50 years of your life. 1/3 of that. So you're talking 17 years is how much time you spend in bed, of your own bed that you pay for. Even if you buy one mattress every 5 years and it costs you $1,500, that's $4,500 over 17 years. Break that down on an hourly rate. Is that not worth your time? Your health? Think about how much more expensive it's going to be when you have to deal with back pain in the future. You'll spend more than $4,500 in 2 fucking chiropractor visits or 1 fucking x-ray on your back because you didn't take care of yourself. So it's about ROI, right? Investing in yourself. Now, every fucking product that comes out, no, don't do that. Buy secondhand if it's not an ROI. But when it's ROI, good quality, make sure you do it. Make sure it's worth your time. Think about how much your time is worth. That's why I say those people that don't... Oh, there's actually people on an ad break right now, so they won't hear this. There are people that I average 5 minutes per hour of ads, 3-hour to 4-hour stream. So we'll call it 20 minutes per day. Okay? I stream 5 days a week. So that's 100 minutes a week. So 400 minutes a month. So that's 8 hours. If somebody subs $5, right? They're basically saying that instead of sitting and watching ads, unless they like to watch ads, they're basically saying that their time is worth about 80 cents. Is worth more than 80 cents, right? Like they're saying, okay, I could sit through these ads or I could pay 80 cents for an hour of my time. Not that watching me is a good investment on your time, but that's the kind of thing. Or they watch the ads because they find that it's not wasting money. They could put that capital to use somewhere else. That makes sense. I totally get that and I respect that. I'm just saying the idea of ROI, okay? I'm probably one of the few streams where the ads are better than the content. There's just nothing else on. Think of your blood as the sausage and your you-know-what as the casing, right? So Viagra just adds... so wrong. Okay, hold on. This is food. This is... If anybody's at home and they're not watching and they're only listening, I'm so sorry. Actually, if you're watching, I'm so sorry too.